For today's lesson, we're going to be dividing decimals with remainders using place value understanding and relate that to a written method. So for my problem, I have 6 and 72 hundredths divided by 3. The first thing I did was I put 6 ones in my ones column on a place value chart. I put 7 tenths in my tenths column and 2 hundredths to represent this number. Go ahead and pause the video and create a place value chart like I have done, adding 6 ones, 7 tenths, and 2 hundredths. Once you have done that, below I've created 3 equal groups. So we're dividing by 3, so I have 1, 2, 3 groups that we're going to be dividing this number into. So go ahead and do that on your place value chart as well. All right, I'm going to start with my biggest place value, which is ones, and I have 6 ones. I'm going to divide them into 3 equal groups. So how many ones will go into each group? That's 2. So this dot will go here, this dot will go here, this dot will go here. This dot will go here, this one goes here, and that one goes there. Now that we've divided them, we're going to mark them off because we've shared them. We've now shared them here with our groups. So looking at our standard algorithm, what does that look like? Well, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So there's 2 in each group. Now we're going to take the 6 that we just shared and we're going to subtract. So that's what we did when we marked these off. We subtracted the 6 ones that we shared. How many ones do we have left to share? We have 0 ones left to share. Now let's go back to our place value chart and move to the next largest place value in our number, which is 7 tenths. Now we're going to take these 7 tenths and divide them into 3 equal groups. So how many tenths are we going to use out of these 7? Again, 3 will go into 7 2 times, so each group will have 2 tenths. And notice we've only used 6 of these tenths, so I'm going to mark those 6 off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many am I left with? I'm left with 1 tenth. Can I share 1 tenth equally in these 3 groups? No. So let's see what that looks like in our standard algorithm. So 3, we know that we're going to drop our 7 down here to represent our 7 tenths. 3 will go into 7 2 times. And we're going to remember to bring this decimal up. So 3 times 2 is 6. So now we're going to subtract. 7 take away 6 is 1. So this 1 represents this 1 that we have left in tenths. And we already said we can't share this 1 equally into 3 groups. So what do we need to do now? Well, we're going to take this 1 tenth and we're going to move it over. We know that when we unbundle 1 tenth for hundredths, how many can we unbundle into the hundredths column? That represents 10. So this 1 tenth is going to become 10 hundredths. So what does that look like on our standard algorithm? When we drop this 2, we now have 12 hundredths. And we have 12 hundredths in my place value chart. So now we're just going to move on and say 12 divided by 3. And right here, 12 will go into 3 groups how many times? Each group will get 4 hundredths. So 3 groups of 4 would give me 12. So I'm going to mark out all of these because I've shared them equally into my 3 groups. So 3, in my standard algorithm, 3 will go into 12 4 times, which would give me 12. When I subtract, I have no hundredths left. So I have no hundredths left in my place value chart, I have no hundredths left in my standard algorithm. Here we got 2 and 24 hundredths. Let's look at each group. Each group has 2 ones. Our decimal would just drop right down. Each group has 2 tenths. And finally, each group has 4 hundredths. So as you can see, we got the correct answer using the place value chart and the standard algorithm. So our answer is 2 and 24 hundredths.